Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ride Share Etiquette. I am your host, JJ. I will be with you with the next for the next 15-ish minutes. Hopefully less than 15 minutes because I don't want to bore you to tears, okay? And you'd be like, what is she going on about? Shut up already. So anyways, thank you for listening. I appreciate that. And for those of you, this is your first time here, I appreciate you finding me. Please have a listen and hopefully you will get something out of this. For those of you who are coming back for another exciting episode, thank you so much. Welcome back. Brief history on me. 2012, I started working for Walgreens full-time. 2015, November 2015, I decided to start driving for Uber on a part-time basis, evenings and weekends mostly. January 2016 comes around and I decide to start driving for Lyft as well as driving for Uber and as well as working for Walgreens. Once again, evenings and weekends for Lyft as well. If I wasn't driving for Uber, I was driving for Lyft. You know, it goes back and forth. January 2017, bit the bullet, took the plunge. Also went back to school in May of 2017 full-time, and I decided to quit working for Walgreens and go full-time driving for Lyft and Uber. I am on a hiatus from Uber. It started in the November 2018, middle of November. So many passengers in the past have asked me, which do you prefer, driving for Lyft and Uber? And since I had logged over 4,600 rides with Uber, and at the time, very few rides with Lyft, I decided to say, let me take a break from Uber. Let me start driving from Lyft. So now I have logged in 1,300 rides with Lyft. I'm still driving for Lyft. Doesn't mean I'm going to quit driving completely from Uber. I will get back to it. Don't know when, but that is okay. I do try to stay abreast of all the ins and outs and the little happenings going on with Uber and Lyft. And there's been a lot happening with Uber as of late. And you as a passenger need to be aware of this. Now, this is not going to affect every passenger. Let me stress this. It's going to affect a certain amount of passengers. Those in the low percentile. Okay? A low percentage of passengers, on the average, consistently receive low ratings. Uber is going to start vetting those passengers out of their platform. They're not going to allow those passengers with the consistent low ratings to have access to their apps. Uber is going to send out messages letting these passengers be aware of this new policy, which went into effect today. Now, they're going to give you several notifications, so it's not going to be like, okay, one-time notice and you're done. No. They're not. They're going to work with you. They want you to be continually using their app. You want to be a happy, satisfied customer. They want your repeat business. So they're going to give you little tips, hints, tidbits of information and knowledge about how to be a better passenger, get yourself to that 5-star rating. I have 4.9. That is my rating on Uber and 5 stars with Lyft. I've had in the back seat, sitting in my car, drivers, whether they drive for Uber or Lyft, on more than one occasion, I've had them inform me what, they'll ask me, so what's your cutoff point for ratings? And I'll be like, excuse me, how do you mean? And they're like, do you accept a passenger whose rating is less than 4.8? And they will tell me they don't. They will accept passengers' ratings 4.8 or higher. And I'm like, okay, and I start to think about my acceptance rating. Now, as a driver, we have to have that 90% acceptance rating. We have to maintain. That's the minimum. So you can't keep declining passengers who have a low rating, okay? Passengers you don't want to be declined because you have a low rating. It's not fair to you. It's going to drive up the fare. It's going to create a surge because there's a higher demand and no drivers in the area, and you're on your way to work. Now you got to wait another 10, 15 minutes or so, or however long you got to wait to get a driver, and you're late for work. Yeah, let's not go down that rabbit hole. Let's avoid all that unpleasantness. So Uber is going to help you get a better rating. They want to help you improve your ratings. They're going to ask you that you be aware of what is considered inappropriate and appropriate behavior in the back seat of an Uber vehicle. And common denominator here is etiquette. Good car etiquette. Uber also, in their guidelines, they have adopted these elements of good car etiquette within their guidelines. What is good car etiquette, you say? Well, my first two podcasts, My Car Rules 1, My Car, My Rules Part 1, My Car, My Rules Part 2, goes into an in-depth look at car etiquette. What is considered appropriate versus inappropriate. Uber will give you that same information. They're going to tell you, hey, this is okay behavior. This is not okay behavior. So what is not okay behavior? Well, let's dig right into this, shall we? Not okay behavior is asking your driver to speed, asking your driver to disobey local laws. And that can also affect your rating if you consistently ask your driver, I'm late for work. You gotta put your foot down. We got to get there quickly. And if you look at how this works out in physics, you're not going to get there as quickly as you think, okay? But I digress. So also too, no vaping, no smoking in the back seat of a car. That car is Uber's property. Oh my gosh, you didn't know that. Okay, so here's the thing. The driver turns on the app. He starts accepting rides. He's driving people to and from where they need to go. That car now has become Uber's property. Oh, you never knew that? Yeah. Uber has a no smoking policy on their property. Uber has a no weapons policy on their property. No drugs policy on their property. Do not go down to the hood to get your drugs when you are out there from Livonia. We, as a driver, have to call the police, and we also have to inform Uber. This is going to give you an extremely bad rating, and you will get banned from the platform. Please don't ask your driver to do that. You are also putting your driver in a very, very unhealthy situation where their safety is jeopardized. Don't eat in the back seat of a car. Just don't. End of discussion. Okay? Do not trash the personal property of the driver in the vehicle that you are in. Do not put your feet on the back seat of a vehicle that you are in. Google what scientists have found on the bottom of a shoe of the average person, on the everyday shoe of an average person. It will disgust you beyond all means. I'm not going to go into great detail, but I'm just going to say, don't put your feet on the back seat of my seat. I'm going to do a little passenger shaming. Were you raised in a barn? It's rude. It's impolite. It's disrespectful. This is all part of the community guidelines. Be respectful of personal property of the driver, okay? Don't be abusive towards the driver. Don't spew racist rants, whether you're directing that at the driver or you are referring to other races, creeds, whatever have you. whoever is out there in the world. Just don't, okay? Refrain from that. If you're in the backseat of the car and you're on the phone with your bestie and you're having a good time and you're talking about, hey, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever have you, sometimes, you guys get a little too rowdy. You get a little too loud. Tone it down a bit. Watch the language. You know what really amazes me? And I'm like, whoa, you talk to your boyfriend like that? Oh, so disrespectful. Some of these 20-something girls, I don't care what color they are. I don't care what race they are. I don't care what sexual orientation they are. Their mouths are so filthy, it would make a sailor blush. Do not listen to porn in the backseat of my car. I do not need to hear in great explicit sexual detail about what's going on to somebody who's either you're talking to on FaceTime or you're watching the video. And do not watch porn in the backseat of my car. Do not ask children to get in my car that need to be in a car seat. Do not bring a child into my car that needs to be in a car seat. That's disobeying the local laws. Do not call a ride for your underage teenagers, middle schoolers, tweeners. Passengers have to be 18 years of age to ride unaccompanied in an Uber, and that applies to Lyft as well. If I have a passenger in my car who's 14 and his mom's sending him up to go to the store to pick up some food, Mom, you need to be aware of, I, as a driver, have to cancel that ride. That's also against community policies. Okay? Please don't be that passenger. Just please don't be. Okay? We all want to have a good time. We all want to have a good rating. We want it to be a great experience. We want to see repeat passengers. We want to be able to have access to Uber Eats and the little electric bikes and scooters, Jump. And if passengers are deactivated from the rideshare platform and Uber has repeatedly tried to get them to pay attention to their guidelines, to get them to improve their ratings, and it's falling upon deaf ears, I can't help you there, and neither can Uber. It's something you yourself have to take upon yourself to have a rethink about how you behave in the backseat of a car. So this is now a policy that's gone into effect today, passengers. And I say as a driver, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do wish it had been adopted a long time ago. I appreciate the fact you're doing this, Uber. It is a long time coming. Whether Lyft will adopt this policy or not remains to be seen. Well, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm trying not to bore you with tears. There's an article I will put in the description box below so that you can get a bit more information. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Take care. Be safe. Be courteous. Practice random acts of kindness. Peace, love, and woof.